Good morning, everyone. Hope you are having a great day. I have been getting some emails and queries regarding to the online course. So I thought I'll just give you an introduction on the online campus as well as introduce the team. So my name is Tony. For those of you who have attended the training at IPCI sort of towards the end of last year regarding the malaria course, you have met me. I'm the training administrator for NGS Academy. And these are essentially my other colleagues, Professor Nikimoto, whom is the principal investigator, my colleague Kirsty and Percival, who are also on the NGS Academy team. So we essentially ran a malaria course at IPCI last year, and it was well attended, where we sort of gave a introduction to malaria, the different vectors. We had Professor Alfred on population genetics, Mohammed, Dr. Lucas, who sort of taught about bioinformatics, how to do the Manhattan plot in R. And we also gone through a number of examples with Professor Archie. And we have analyzed some of the results from the work, and we are sort of planning additional training. So those of you who have registered on the ASLM online platform, you should have received an email with your login details, which would essentially take you through the page for the SARS-CoV-2 online course. So on the orientation module, you will essentially get an overview of the requirement that's needed for you to pass this course, which is to complete all the modules and pass with an average of 50% or more. So as you come onto the online course, you can see that on the left-hand side, you have this sort of table which allows you to navigate the online campus. So in addition to orientation, there's a course overview, which gives you the sort of module breakdown. So for example, module 1 will introduce you to epidemiology and simple concept of NGS, how next generation sequencing is done. And this was provided by the US CDC. And then module 2 is sort of wet lab and sample preparation. And then you can see that this is done by the Illumina and the Chan Zuckerberg BioHub group. Then as you go through the subsequent modules, module 3 is for Oxford Nanopore technology. So those who are doing sort of sequencing on this machine. If not, you would sort of look at module 4, which is on Illumina workflow. So obviously, depending on which machine you're using, these two are essentially here. But we do recommend that you sort of do both of these, because it does give you an overview on the technology that's out there and the sequencing sort of methodologies, advantages and disadvantages. And then module 5 is phylogenetic analysis. This is quite important for you to look at the phylogenetic tree and certain data set. This is done with the Fogel International Center as well as the Johns Hopkins University, also located in America. So this is quite good material. And then module 6 is sort of data curation and sharing. So once you have your data, how to essentially take that and obviously make that available. And you need obviously standardized method in terms of cleaning your data, make sure that it's presentable. And then the last module is essentially the presenting data to policymakers. So this is sort of quite important. So once you have your data, how do you essentially present that in a manner that's understandable? We also have included module 8 here. So for those of you who's not very familiar with sort of HPC command line, do spend an hour or two on this workshop. It does give you some help in terms of how to access some of these tools and softwares. So these are the time frame that we sort of allocated and recommended for each session. So you see that on each module, there is also recording. So these are the online Zoom sessions with the actual lectures themselves, or the institution individuals who came up with these courses. So they are also available. And then essentially, once you complete the learning materials for each module, at the end, you'll need to complete the assessment questions. So these are essentially multiple choice questions that's basically testing how much you've learned on each module. So once again, once you've gone through this, you can also see this introduction for the course, how it is broken down. And then you can obviously start on module 1, which takes you through the different lessons. And then as you go through this, you'll be able to see that the learning outcomes, and there's a video. And then once you complete that, you go to lesson 2, and then that takes you through a different learning outcome and then the different videos. So once you complete the different lessons in module 1, there's the assessment, and then this is also the Zoom recording. So you can watch over these, which will take you through how basically when the person taught the material online via Zoom. And this will be the same for obviously the module 2. It's just that this is done by a different institution. So the person that's doing the online teaching is different. And then you will also be able to click here to visit the website. You will see that we have included some notes in each of this as well. So you can navigate the online campus quite easily. And then this is essentially the other module, which is a pre-carpentry workshop for you to sort of watch the YouTube videos if you're not familiarized with Linux command line. And then there's some introduction to other workflows. So the one thing that you do need to ensure is once you complete each module, at the end, there is the assessment question. So you do need to come here and complete this, and in order to sort of pass. So you'll get 2 attempts for each module. And then once you complete that, and you do need to obtain an average of 50% or more in order to successfully pass the course. So I would periodically post some announcements here just to make sure that everyone's on track and following through the course. But if you do have any questions, please do reach out to me. You can obviously just post a question or comment here, and then I'll get back to you as soon as I can. And then just also introduce you to the NGS Academy website. So this is basically our website, and you'll also be able to find a series of useful materials here. So under courses, you can see that under past courses, we have done some training, and then on the upcoming courses, there are sort of other institutions that run by the Welcome Connecting Science. They have a lot of interesting courses that you can sort of collect and attend for free. Those are also quite useful. And then under the tools, we do have some training materials available and publications available. So we also do recommend that you take some time to go through those if you need assistance. So one of the other interesting thing is once we've done a training, we also try and record the teachings in that training so that we can make those available for other individuals who were not at the training. So we did an advanced workflow training about at the end of March. So for those of you who do work on Nextflow or already do coding in Python or BioPython, or for those of you who work with Docker, you can also come to the our YouTube sort of playlist where we list some of these materials that's done. There's a training on containers and Docker examples. So if you do work with those, you can also obviously view those here. So that is it for the online campus. We also do have an sort of a live online course via Zoom. And then this would essentially be from the 8th of May, which is not the next week Monday, but the following week Monday until Wednesday. And that will run essentially from 11 to 2 standard sort of South African time. So if you would like to attend those, so those will be online via Zoom, and it will be quite interactive because all the trainers will also be available, and you will be able to sort of engage with them and ask them questions. And this is really focused around Unix command line, file directories, Git. So it's essentially a carpentry's workshop, and we do have the structure of the workshop broken down, like day one, day two. So you can obviously view those. If you would like to attend the course, you're welcome to join us online via Zoom. You can also reach out to us at this email address if you need any sort of assistance or sort of information about the course. You can also reach out and I'll be able to assist you. That is it from me. I do hope that you have a very good day, and yeah, looking forward to all of you completing our online courses. And once you complete the course, you would also receive a CPD certification on this. So that's essentially once you complete it, you'll receive the certification from the CPD, which is a continuous professional sort of learning facility where they are able to provide you with points that you can essentially accredit or use as you sort of progress with your continuous skill development. And we try to essentially issue out these certifications to all our participants who complete these courses so that you have a record of, the accreditations that you obtained, but also it serves as if you want to sort of add this onto your CV, if you want to essentially keep this for record purposes. So we do recommend that once you complete the course, you'll essentially automatically receive these certifications. So that's also a way for you to advance your skill set. But otherwise, that is it from me. Thank you very much, and please do enjoy the course. Goodbye.